page 394.
Mr. Doctor, our new celebrity.
Good evening. Do we have any Harry Potter fans out there in the audience tonight? You know, we knew we couldn't start the evening without pausing to remember Alan Rickman. We know how he touched our lives and that he remains in our thoughts and our memories. So let's give Alan another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, welcome to Universal Orlando Resort, and hello to all of the Harry Potter fans. On behalf of our friends and partners at Warner Brothers, welcome to the Harry Potter Tribute event. We've got an exciting and incredible evening ready for you. My name is Scotty B. I'll be your host tonight, and trust me when I say, you are going to be so glad that you're here right now. And to those watching from across the country and the world on Universal Orlando's website, a big hello from all of us. We're streaming this event for thousands of people and fans everywhere. So if you see a camera, I want you to face that camera right now and say hello to everybody who's tuning in. We can get louder than that. Let's go. Yes, that is the energy that we're looking for, Potter fans, and we hope you've been enjoying all the panels, demonstrations, and activities that we have this year during the 3rd annual celebration of Harry Potter. Both Warner Brothers and Universal Orlando Resort are very happy and honored to bring you this event once more. So, are you ready to get to it? I know I am. As you probably know by now, we have a stellar lineup of Harry Potter film talent that'll be joining us here in just a couple moments with some very big surprises. We have some returning faces, also some new ones that we'd like to give you a warm welcome to. But before we get into that part of the program, let's do a little roll call out there. Can I get a big round of applause from our Ravenclaws? All right. Where are the Hufflepuffs? Woo! I like it. How about Slytherins? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot leave out the Gryffindors! Yes! It does sound like we have a lot of wizards and witches out there. Any muggles in the audience? Muggles? Easy. Muggle love out there, ladies and gentlemen. Muggle love. So let's get started right now with the show to look at this idea, this place that you've all grown to love, where Harry Potter and his friends live and breathe. A place that makes all of us feel welcome, makes you feel like you actually belong. Watch this.
I wondered when I deceived you, Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
While you're here, your house will be like your family.
We've saved you a seat.
I solemnly swear this eye looks no good.
Oculus, repair.
I must ask you not to scream. Stop. No!
Not my daughter, you wretch. 14 years. And here you stand before me.
Best be looking after yourselves.
Harry is the best hope we have.
Each and every person will carry this story with them through the rest of their lives.
The stories we love best do live in us forever. So, whether you come back by cage or by the big stream, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you.
Doors open.
Just a smidge.
Mr. Scamander.
Wow. Are you guys ready for November or what? Are you sure? Can you handle more of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter? I'll tell you what, that's amazing. What a journey we've all had, right? I mean, how many people weren't even, maybe you weren't even born when the first movie came out? Make some noise. There's a couple of you out there, some young ones. How many have read all the books out there and just can't wait? Wish there were more. Just go on and on and on. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a new journey that's about to continue. I mean, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them? I give a big yes. Everybody say yes! All right, so the Wizarding World is richer than we could ever have imagined, and of course, all from the amazing mind and creativity of J.K. Rowling. It is truly a privilege to have known and loved these stories, and we know all the books, the films, and of course, stepping into the magic and excitement right here at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade, and Diagon Alley. I've got chairs on stage. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chairs on stage. Are you ready to meet the stars this year? If you're ready to meet the stars this year, somebody make some noise. All right, let's do it. We first met her in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix as the quirky, quality Ravenclaw, Luna Lovegood. Her real-life Harry Potter knowledge can surely rival any fan out there. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, Miss Ivana Lynch. Hi, Ivana. A member of Dumbledore's army and Harry's first crush. Our next guest is the actress who portrayed Cho Chang. Please welcome to a celebration of Harry Potter for the first time, Miss Katie Leung. Hi, Katie. We witness how this character evolved and transformed from his simple origins into a brave and heroic friend and wizard. We followed him since his first fumbling days at Hogwarts, to his last stand against evil. played by our next guest, Neville Longbottom, won our hearts as Harry Potter's friend and fellow Dumbledore Army member. Please welcome to the panel, Mr. Matthew Lewis. Hey, Matthew. Our next guest was the youngest of the Weasleys and the true love of Harry Potter. Please also welcome for the first time to the celebration of Harry Potter, the actress who portrayed Ginny Weasley, Miss Bonnie Wright. And ladies and gentlemen, our final guest has visited us here at Universal Orlando Resort, but this is his very first time at a celebration of Harry Potter. He portrayed one of Harry Potter's best friends, a master of wizard chess, and the youngest son of the Weasleys, Ron Weasley. Make some noise for Mr. Rupert Grint. So, everybody on the count of three, just say hi. 1, 2, 3. All right, so how does it feel now since we've had kind of a full day for you guys? I mean, you've been to a lot of places, you've done a lot of things here. Let's take a look at Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. Well, has everyone here had the opportunity to experience those areas? So what would you say has stood out the most for you, Ivana, in either of those locations, either Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley? What have you enjoyed the most in your visits there?
I really love how Diagon added the Muggle world, because it feels like it's a transition into it, you know? Because that was always a magic moment in the books and definitely in the films, you know, when it opened for Harry and it's like, you live in a new world, your world just expanded and got amazing. So I like that you get to have that process as well.
Awesome. Katie?
Well, I only managed to go to Diagon Alley a few hours ago, so I was really blown away by it, and I got a chance to go into Gringotts Bank as well. So it was pretty incredible. Yeah.
So we were talking about earlier in the day. We were talking about sets and whatnot. What was it like going into the bank and seeing how?
I was only one to go in actually, so it just seemed like even bigger.
Sure.
Yeah. It was so surreal.
It's a lot to take in. It really is a lot to take in.
Did you meet the talking goblin?
Yeah.
The one at the bank.
You mean the one in the middle?
The animatronic one. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yep.
He gets very upset. He's very easily offended and it's fun. Oh my god, you have to meet him. He's great.
We'll have to get you back there when we can actually spend some quality time. Matthew, how's your experience been here at the parks with us this week?
It's always fantastic to come out here. I mean, it's kind of an odd thing because you travel, thousands of miles to a different country, and you never have any idea what the reception is going to be like. Even after so many years, you still never know if people are going to turn out, people are going to turn up, and then every time I come, you get this, and it's. It's really overwhelming, and it's the main reason why we keep coming back. You know, it's because of these guys. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, the fans truly are. They are incredible. So, Bonnie, this is your first time here with us at the celebration of Harry Potter. Have you enjoyed the weekend? What has kind of stood out for you being here and experiencing everything that they've offered this week?
It's amazing to be here, seeing all of your smiling faces. I'm like a huge fan of rides in general, so the little inner child within me is like having the best weekend ever. I also brought 3 of my friends along, and having to experience everything through them, who are having like the first time walking into Diagon Alley and all these things. It feels like I'm experiencing it too for the first time, so it's been really nice to share it with them. I think what's strange about all of it is that even though the sets were so intricately detailed and beautifully crafted, when you go onto the streets here, you go into the shops and you can actually take home the stuff you see, which we never even got to do in the film. So that's quite exciting. Or like things that butterbeer. I mean, that's just a ridiculous thing that they've actually made that into a real drink. That was something that everyone loved reading. This idea that is described as this like warm hug. It was just this experiencing those things definitely is like a geeky fest for me.
Love it. Love it. Rupert?
Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Thank you.
That sounded like an AM radio.
Yeah. Are you okay? That sounded like you're in pain. Anyway, yeah.
You got to do a lot since you've been here. We moved you guys around a lot, but you've been here several times before. How's kind of the evolution for you, from going from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley is now here, and just what's the experience been like for you?
It's amazing. I mean, I haven't been here for a while. It's been a few years, and it's always just so humbling just to see all of you, like, kind of get new wands, new robes. It's amazing to see it live on, and people are still excited about it. And I think the world has just been, it's just amazing. It's been created so accurately and so authentically. It's an amazing place. It's good to come back.
Yeah, it truly is. It truly is. So, I mean, concerning, the movies and, when you guys started, you were so young. We wanted to know, what was the experience like? Because, you've traveled the world with some events that are going on, Matthew, and you've also been to the premieres and whatnot. When you've gone to a premiere of the movies and you get to see fans from different countries, what would you say has been the most interesting experience? And anyone can take this. Something that maybe stands out when you were with a different country, different type of culture, and the fans that were part of that culture.
Well, I guess the beauty of Joe's story is that it transcends time, culture, language, all these incredible things that no matter where you seem to travel, it's managed to still, it's just a human story that touches any age of people. And I think that's what's really lovely about being here. You see, like, the kid, the parent, and the grandparent, which you just never get to experience stuff like that together. So it's quite exciting also to know that this is still going to be here maybe when we're not the youngest in our generation. Like, we might have children or have friends that have children that we can come and experience it with, which is really surreal. Which is like film, really, in a sense that you burn something into celluloid and it lasts forever, which is very much like the experience here. So hopefully we can keep coming back.
Yes, well said, very well said. Ivana?
One thing I really appreciate about, and I notice that it's especially in America, Florida, is that people of all ages dress up, because
That's true.
Yeah. You see whole families do it and really getting into it, and they're each creating their, they would be as a wizard or witch. And it's funny because my dad is here with me this time, and he's gobsmacked by it. And I think he's a little jealous, because he's like, that fella's older than me. And I think he's kind of like, what am I missing out on? And I'm just like, yeah, it's because they're fun. And especially fans here are really fun and embrace their inner child. And I think probably my dad is reconsidering how he lives his life now. Might get his own pair of robes.
Well, as you said, these fans have a ton of enthusiasm, and I'm sure they all have their favorite characters. On the count of 3, yell out your favorite character. 1, 2, 3.
Same.
Yeah, I think I agree on that as well. So, as far as characters are concerned, here's a question for everyone. Okay, so so you played your own character, and of course, everybody's matched up so well to the role that they played. But thinking back now, because you've all grown up a bit, if you could go back into the films and portray a different character, who would you like to portray if you had that opportunity to do so? And anyone can answer this one. I just think it'd be a fun question. We've had that asked before several times, and since we had kind of a new panel, just wanted to put it out there to you. What character would you like to play in the films? Ron? Easily. You would choose?
I would choose. I don't know. It's hard. Every time people ask me this, I always come up with a different answer. I think maybe Hermione. So I can.
Hermione.
So I can kiss myself. Probably not.
All right. And you'll remember that answer the next time you're asked this question. Bonnie?
I will say Hagrid, but it's just, I don't know if that's even funny anymore, but I used to think it was funny. I don't know. I guess, playing, being so good, it'd be fun to play something dark. Bellatrix. Bellatrix. That's true. I don't think I could ever live up to Ray Fiennes' performance, let's be honest, but to embody that whole like amazing draping cloak that he had and the amazing sort of prosthetics and stuff that he wore. That would be pretty fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Good,
to be
good.
to be the, you know, the one that everyone fears to say his name would be pretty cool.
Very cool. Thank you. Matthew?
Probably Hermione, so I could kiss Rupert Grint.
Oh, that's your real answer. Okay. Katie?
I did say Draco this afternoon, but the great thing about being asked the same question is I can change my mind. So I'd say Luna, because I'd like to try embracing awkwardness. That'd be a great experience.
All right, very good. Ivana?
Probably, I love Dumbledore. I always loved him in the books. And I thought him and Luna were quite similar in ways in that they're both wise and they're slightly detached from the world, but quirky at the same time. And I just think the beard would be handy, hide some things in it. Would never need to carry a handbag. Yeah.
Fantastic answers. Thank you so much for that. So, this was kind of an interesting question, I thought, and it has to do with your character and any instruction that may have been given directly from J.K. Rowling. So, for those of you who may have had that experience with her, how was that meeting with her maybe for the first time? And what kind of advice or direction did she pass on to you?
Sorry, I don't know. I mean, she was always very supportive and came to starting out, and she never really gave it. I can't really think of any specific advice. I think the great thing about her, she kind of let us kind of find it ourselves, and I think over the course of the films, we kind of grew into the character ourselves, and it kind of works more organically like that. She didn't really give us any kind of specific advice. Well, me anyway.
I don't think I've ever actually discussed Harry Potter with Jo. Every time I've spoken to her, we've talked about everything but really.
Really?
Yeah, whenever she used to come and visit the studio, I remember the first time she came to visit my dressing room, and I had a lot of movie posters up on the walls. I had like a Rocky poster, and I think like Reservoir Dogs or something, and we just talked about that. We talked about films and music and all my interests and stuff, and nothing to do with the character or Harry Potter. Yeah, she just sort of let us get on with it, I guess. In my experience,
The first time I met her, I was just so overwhelmed and couldn't believe it was her. Like, it actually, when she first came out, and there were all these people around, and they were waiting for me to have a crazy reaction, and I think I just stared for a while because I didn't believe it was her. So it wasn't that, but it was the moments when I just felt so much relief was at the premiere, because I was so worried that she would hate my performance as Luna and that she would think I was all wrong. And I had this recurring nightmare leading up to the Order of the Phoenix premiere of it was awful. I would wake up like crying, upset, and it was just seeing her there, and she just went like this.
Whoa.
So terrifying. I was so upset. And then at the premiere, she just gave me the biggest hug, and she just said it was perfect, and she was so happy, and that's when I started sleeping again. And yeah, like she really, like what Rupert said, she was very supportive. She never would try and give notes or anything, unless you really asked, unless you were seeking, in which case she was very generous. But she, like, same way with David Yates and everyone, she really respected that we were individuals and we were going to put our take on it as well.
Awesome, thank you so much. So another question we'd have, and again we could field this towards the entire panel. The movies were so fantastic. Everybody appeared, of course, at different times as we saw them. But is there any one particular either movie or a scene from a movie that was either really kind of nerve-wracking to film or just extremely funny to film? So what kind of stuck out in your minds as something that would, that you can remember and share with your fans that are here today?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to talk about the kiss. Yeah, that was a big deal for both of us, I think. So there was such an anticipated moment. There was a lot of pressure on both of us to get it right, and kind of believable, I guess. Because like me and Emma, I've known Emma since she was so young. She's like my sister. It just seemed very unnatural. I just remember seeing her face just get closer and closer to mine, and it was terrifying. I was really scared. But yeah, I think it had to happen, and it was a nice moment.
All right, great answer. Thank you. How many? The reason I'm asking these questions is because based on the answer that you just gave, because you're so familiar with each other, how many like takes were there to make that scene to where everybody was happy with it?
One probably.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first take. I guess. I can't remember. I can't really remember much about it. I think I probably blacked out, but briefly. Yeah, I don't know.
It was a lot of energy leading up to that moment, and I think, at least when I was in the theater, it wasn't quiet at all. As soon as it happened, it was like you said, this kind of energetic release, and we were like, we knew it was going to happen, and here we go. Let's make this right. That's good. Very good. Thank you so much. Bonnie?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, obviously, I had to do similar scenes myself. Yeah, it's a really weird thing to have to do this, like, on, like, the most mechanical version of a romantic moment you could ever imagine happening, with like the whole crew watching you, even the crew you know really well, and then it's like having almost like your parents or family watching. It's a really weird experience. There was obviously the first kiss that Dan and I had, and then there was a second one that was even weirder because we had Oliver who was watching. It was obviously meant to be an awkward moment anyway, but it was just like he couldn't stop winding us up and laughing, like him in the background, like I'm here. So that was quite funny to have him standing there watching as Dan like zipped my dress up, which was also weird. But yeah, it's a very strange experience when you also know, like you're saying, that it is this moment that people love so much and are so excited for, that you need to almost like know that there's that expectation and put it aside and just do the scene rather than doing it for that. So that's always hard. Yeah.
Great answer. Thank you so much. Matt?
I'm going to go with the latter part of the question, and like really funny scenes to shoot. And I'm going to bring Roop back in on this one. Because most of the scenes that I think that involve laughter usually involve Rupert. And the one that I always remember, and it's one of my fondest memories, was the day that we basically wasted an entire day's shooting in the common room because none of us could keep a straight face because of one of the lines.
Oh, with the line that got cut.
The line, yeah. Which was.
Okay, I didn't. This was all you. You were the one who laughed. This was a perfectly good line. It was basically, I can't remember the content.
Everyone's kicking off. Seamus is giving a bit, and you're like, "Hey, hang on."
Yeah, watch out, or you're going to get a fistful of Weasley.
Now, did you deliver that line that way, or how did you really deliver it when it was being filmed?
Oh, it was absolutely perfect. But it was just Matthew just couldn't.
What's that?
I think.
Oh, do you want me to do the line?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
You just did it.
No,
You just did it.
Yeah, basically I just did it.
We just did it that way.
I can't remember it properly.
No.
Give me like a feed line and I'll cover it.
Yeah. How you did it.
Yeah, I mean it was just, do you want a fistful of Weasley? It was yeah. It was, yeah.
We ended up taking lunch at like 10 a.m. because we just couldn't do it. We were like, guys, just go away and stop laughing. And then we came back and laughed again, and we just went, let's just, and we moved on, and it was a waste of a day.
All right, thank you so much. Katie?
I think one of my most terrifying scenes, besides the kiss, was the very first day on set, because I had no concept of what it was like to film on such a massive project.
Sure.
And so I was getting ready to film, and then I saw like 50, must have been about 50 people watching me about to do my first scene ever, and I was just like, why are people still standing there watching me? I thought, I don't know why, I just thought, you know, it was the director and that was it. So it really frightened me, and all I had to say was Harry, I think, and I just couldn't say it because I was just so nervous. So it took a few takes before I kind of got into the swing of it. Yeah, but it's crazy how many people need to be standing watching.
How long when you, because you said it was kind of a, you know, nervous first starting out, and this is kind of your first experience doing such a thing, how long did it take before you became, you know, comfortable with the cast and you kind of found your flow, so to speak?
It didn't take too long actually, because we did a few kind of workshops together, just to kind of get to know each other and be comfortable around each other. So that was great. And also everyone welcomed me with open arms, so that was incredible. And also I wasn't the only new cast member to
Sure.
join the fourth film, so it kind of felt like it was a lot more easy. So yeah, it was easy.
Awesome, thank you. Ivana?
They were all so much fun, but I was just thinking there, one of the last scenes we ever shot was the big courtyard scene where basically the whole entire cast from the movies are there because it's the standoff between Voldemort and the good guys, and it was one of those weird scenes where it's like we all needed to be there but we didn't have much to do, so you get restless and you start messing around and not taking it seriously. I remember Lewis, who did he play? Blaze, I think. Yeah. He was there, and Maggie Smith was there, and she's kind of like a formidable lady. She's quite like, scary, and she's not the most approachable. And he just decided he was going to befriend her, and he just did this thing of like pretending they were great friends, and every day be like, "All right, Maggie, how's it going?" And she was really like, she would do that kind of Downton Abbey glare and back off. But like a few days into it, they kind of become friends. Oddly, like they just warmed up to it. It was just sweet to see that happen. To see her soft side coming out.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. So here's another question here. We're almost out of time on watching, but I know the fans would really kind of like to know your take on this. So if we were to bring the Wizarding World into this world, and you could choose a spell, and it doesn't have to be a spell from the movie per se, just something that you wish you could be able to do through a spell. What one thing do you think, oh, you know what, if I had a spell, this is what I would do?
With Guardium Leviosa. Always been quite fond of that one.
All right.
I don't know really what I'd do, just... Oh, very good.
They know some lines out there. Anyone else want to take that one? What spell, what would you want to be able to do in the real world? All the spells are think intently.
Yeah.
All right, would you have something in mind?
Lots of things I'd like.
Choose one.
I'd like to be able to give animals the power of speech or translate for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right? Yeah.
Kind of know what animals are thinking, have some conversations?
Do you guys know that show Avatar? Not the blue people. It's Avatar. I mean, yeah, it's an amazing show. And in Korra, in the second series, they have this beautiful like harmony between the spirit world, which is all these weird creatures, and the human world, and they just have this mutual respect, and it's kind of my ideal world. And I think if we just could talk to each other, we'd have that. It'd be nice.
All right. Not a bad spell to have. All right, so if you weren't an actor, if this was not your profession, what other profession do you think you would like to partake in? Okay, so that's out. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that, Rupert? The ice cream truck.
It's true. An ice cream man was my dream. Kind of still is my dream a little bit. But I suppose I could do it. It might be a bit weird. Yeah, I got a truck. It was my first, when I passed my driving test, I got an ice cream truck. Because I always wanted one. And yeah, I love it. I did, on the last day of filming, I brought it to the studios and me and Emma served ice cream to everyone. Yeah.
I think you might have about 5,000 customers here for your ice cream truck.
I'll bring it next time.
So, Bonnie, we were discussing this earlier, and you're actually following something as far as directing is concerned. Did that dream kind of manifest while you were doing the acting, or how did that come about? You following a passion of being a director?
Yeah, I think my curiosity as a child whilst filming on the set of Harry Potter was it was my first film school, not only for the acting side of things, but I was always really curious as to sort of what went on in all the other departments, and I think I was just so lucky that I was able to be exposed and have a respect for the craft that went behind like every single department. So yeah, I guess that inspired me to go to film school, which I did when we were still filming the last film. And yeah, I've been directing my own films, which has been really enjoyable. And it's just been really incredible as well in terms of being directed as an actress and then learning what it's like to have. It is a language almost that you get to know, and it's quite interesting being able to, you know, flip the coin and do the other thing. And you know, I think it both informs one another. It's just storytelling, much like how books turn into movies so well. It's just essentially telling stories, and that's what this place is about too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Great. That's fantastic. Matthew?
It's been sort of a dream of mine for a long time. I mean, an actor is what I've always wanted to be, so I'm very content. But if I'd been of a slightly bigger build and a slightly braver person, I would have loved to have been a professional rugby league player.
Okay.
I got a lot of friends who play rugby league professionally back home in England, and their commitment, their humility, their discipline, I just think they're a different breed, and I admire them a great deal. I could never do it, but I would have liked to in another life. I think.
All right, Katie?
I did a photography degree post Potter, so I spent 4 years doing film photography. It's something I really, really enjoy. But then I got a part in a stage production, and it I was pulled back into acting. So if that hadn't happened, I think I'd probably be a photographer now.
All right.
Yeah.
Still plenty of time. Still plenty of time. Ivana?
I kind of still, and that's like what's nice about acting, you can try other things and it does feed your work to do other things. I kind of want to be a writer as well, because I think, no, calm down, no, you're scaring me now. Like, that's the problem. I'm so intimidated by it, because I'm intimidated by writers, because, you know, like, they're the originator of stories. It all comes from that, and it just, like, it amazes me that we're walking around here and these huge lands and so many people are working here and filling the place, and it all came from Joe's head, you know? I just think that's such a cool kind of power thing. So I'd like to do that. But like actually sitting down and do it, I find it scary to stare at a blank page and have nothing, so it's just you. So my kind of backup plan is professional cat lady. Open a little
Professional cat lady.
Professional,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And what do you think? How do you think that would evolve?
Just keep collecting cats.
Okay. Really not much to it.
Yeah. I read a book recently where it was all about like you should make what you love, what you do most, that should be your job. Mm-hmm. And there was this whole thing of how you examine your time and find out what you spend most of your time at. And so much of it had to do with cats, and I was like, damn, I'm supposed to be a cat lady, aren't I? It's just my natural state. So yeah, we'll try the art thing for a while. I think it's where I'll end up.
Well, that wraps up the time that we have. You know, thank you all so much for spending some time with us, especially throughout the entire weekend. You'll see all of them for tomorrow, of course. We'll have some more opportunities. It's been a privilege to have the five of you on this stage. For some of you the first time, thank you so much. This has been really a wonderful experience, and we hope you've had as much fun with us as I know these fans have had with you. So let's give them another big round of applause. Thank you so much. Now, some of you may be gathering things and making your way out from wherever you are standing, but we are not done, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when I said at the beginning that you're going to be very glad that you joined us tonight? Well, guess what? Our friends from Warner Brothers and some of their amazing Harry Potter partners may just have a few more surprises in store for you. So, here we go. As you know, there's a lot of activity around Harry Potter and the wider Wizarding world this year. Let's see, there's a new land opening out in Hollywood. That's right. I think there's a film coming up at the end of the year, yes? How many people wish tomorrow was November? I know I do. And then, of course, a stage play. Yes, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child will be on stage this year in London, and it will be fantastic. The story will pick up where Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows concluded, 19 years after the destruction of Lord Voldemort. This is a brand new play by Jack Thorne, based on an original story by J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany. So that's pretty exciting, right? Well, let's now meet some of the talented people behind the scenes that work closely with her to bring Harry Potter and the Cursed Child to life. Watch the screens.
Well, welcome everyone in Orlando from blustery London.
I'm Sonia Friedman, producer, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
And I'm Colin Calendar, producer of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
And we're here to show you around the Palace Theatre and to tell you a little bit about where we are in the process.
So welcome, come inside with us.
This theatre has incredible mystery about it. All the features, it's Gothic, it's like walking into Hogwarts. It was the only theatre for us, it was the obvious choice. Very early on in this process, when we looked at the story outline that J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne and John Tiffany had created, we threw them the challenge and said, do you want to do this in 2 parts?
We didn't actually sort of think about it at the time when we said that. It just came out.
And Jack and John and J.K. Rowling went, yes! We said, it's Harry Potter, anything's possible. And so throughout the day, a community will be built because you will be sitting in the same seat. You'll be sharing the experience. There's lots of discovery, lots of twists and lots of turns and lots of unexpected moments and the edge of the seat excitement as to what's going to happen next, which you only really can get in theatre.
And behind that curtain, on that stage, will be the cast and the story. We would have loved to be in Orlando with you, but unfortunately we have a lot to do.
We've got a show to put on for you.
What do you guys think? That was great, wasn't it? An exclusive behind-the-scenes look prepared just for you at a celebration of Harry Potter 2016. You're the first ones to see this. You guys are the first. And as you all know, they recently revealed details of the award-winning cast that will be a part of the new play. Check out the screens here. I think we're going to put these up. First is Jamie Parker. He's the first actor to ever play Harry Potter on stage. This prolific stage, film, and TV actor is currently playing Sky Masterson in Guys and Dolls at the Savoy Theatre in London. He's performed in numerous other productions, including the role of Scripps, which he originated in The History Boys at the National Theatre, as well as the 2006 film adaptation opposite Harry Potter actor Richard Griffiths. Our new Hermione will be played by the incredible Olivier Award-winning actress Noma Dumezweni. Noma starred in both The Winter's Tale and Romeo and Juliet for the Royal Shakespeare Company and won an Olivier Award for Best Performance in a supporting role as the young Ruth Younger in A Raisin in the Sun. You may also know her from the TV series Doctor Who. Yes. And lastly, but certainly not Ron. Paul recently appeared in the role of Dodge in the film London Road, an adaptation of the National Theatre's award-winning play. He also appeared in Noises Off at the National Theatre, Piccadilly, and Comedy Theatres. Some of his many other credits include Father Brown in TV and the film Les Mis. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing cast of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. We cannot wait to hear about the new story and hope everyone will have the opportunity to see it. And now, get ready for a very special, special treat from the upcoming film, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Prepared especially for you. Let's show it.
World. It's been a wonder, really. It's just unlike anything I've ever been part of.
Sometimes I'll walk around and I'll just have like something in my hand and I'll just forget that I can't make things move.
The job we have to do is to make it seem natural, and we kind of have to ignore your own sense of wonder, watching it.
It's incredibly exciting. We're working directly with JK. It's her first screenplay.
It's this vivid, lively, beautiful world that Jo has created.
It's her magical universe, but transposed to New York in 1926. There's one English gentleman called Newt Scamander who turns up in New York with a suitcase full of rather extraordinary creatures.
Some of his beasts get out of the case.
And this one's catalyst sets in motion sort of insane amount of events that just cause chaos.
And at the core of it is this quartet.
There are three other central characters. There's Tina Goldstein.
Tina's very soulful. She has a lot of heart and strength and courage.
She has a sister, Queenie.
So you have two sisters who have raised each other and have a very deep bond.
And lastly, there is Jacob, a muggle or a nomad, as it's called in this world.
Jacob is back from the war, and now he's trying to get his life together and open up a bakery. He just happens into this very magical situation.
All four central characters are outsiders. Part of the journey of this, for each of them, is coming into themselves. This film will appeal to all. It's funny, it's moving, it's thrilling.
There's just so much meaning in her stories and so much heart.
Fans of Harry Potter, they're going to feel the nostalgia and the love they have in the movies in a whole new light.
It's like imagination taken to the extreme.
Who was hoping?
Just a smidge.
Who's ready for that? Okay, so we were about to close this out, but I thought we'd have some fun with you guys in the audience because you guys are such an energetic crowd. If you're a Harry Potter fan, let's make some more noise out there. Come on. All right, we're gonna try this. It's only gonna take a moment. We haven't done it in the 3 years that we've been here, but you guys are like, this is a packed house, and I just want to do it one time just so we can have some fun with it, okay? We're gonna do the world's largest Harry Potter wave. We're gonna start on this side, we're gonna work our way over, following me, and then we're gonna work our way back this way. You guys ready for this? I don't care what house you're representing, we're gonna do this as one big Harry Potter family. Here we go on the count of 3, with noise. 1, 2, 3. And let's bring it back, go! If you love Harry Potter, let me hear you scream! We hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'll be joining us again tomorrow right here at Universal Orlando Resort as all the excitement and activities of a celebration of Harry Potter 2016 continue. On behalf of Warner Brothers and Universal Orlando Resort, my name is Scotty B. It has been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Good night!